What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are just going to be talking about something in NBA 2K20 on my team that honestly I don't think enough people are talking about. Like, in any tip video that I've given, I mention this, and I still see a bunch of these cards floating around. So I just think it's something that people need to know, because every time this happens, someone complains that they're being screwed over by 2K, and I do tend to agree with them. They are being screwed over. Did our magic sell? Lovely stuff. You still have our magic sold. They are being completely screwed over by 2K in this regard. But before we go on to what it is, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to 236,000 subs by the end of the weekend. We are close. We are very close. We are less than 500 away. And if we could hit that in the next 2 days, that would be absolutely insane. So it's like 250 today, 250 tomorrow. It's doable. It's definitely doable. We're on track. The way it's been going the last 28 days, we're pretty much, if we can just keep going the way we have been, we'll hit it. So a huge thank you guys for all the subs. Recently, it's been absolutely crazy, all the support. And yeah, anyway, now let's get on to the main part of the video. So what, in fact, is it that you should never do? And it's lock-in sets. There is one single example of a lock-in card that did not become outclassed within 2 months. One single example, and it's Havlicek. But at the end of the day, Havlicek is still over $1 million to lock in. Let's not forget, Havlicek is still over $1 million MT to lock in, which is crazy. Actually, you know, he's probably not. He's probably like 400 or 500k lock in. Still, he's over $500,000 MT to lock in. He is the one. He is the only example of a lock-in set that you could maybe argue has been worth doing all year. But at one stage, he was 2 million MT. But let's have a look at some of the other rewards. So let's have a look at some of the spotlight rewards. Sorry, not spotlights. Were they season rewards? Julius Erving. The guy was outclassed straight away. Straight away. He came out in season 1. And the dude, let's have a look at what this card was all about. Let's have a look at what this card had. So, season 1. This guy, he had 7 Hoff badges. Yes, he had Hoff Showtime. The dude needed basically every badge. He didn't have range, didn't have clamp, didn't have anything. Yeah, he had decent speed, decent stats. He was alright. But like, if we're looking at a card that came out in season 2, we had Zion Williamson Diamond, who was better in every way imaginable at that small forward position. There was literally nothing that Dr. J did better than Zion Williamson. He was better in every way imaginable. And you guys might be wondering, well, Zion was like quite a lot of MT. The Cam Reddish glitch meant you could literally profit off this guy who came out in season 2. And he was better in basically every way than Dr. J. And then, if you go another couple of weeks later, so 8 weeks after Dr. J came out, we had Eddie Jones, who was like 50k. From the get-go, was better in every way. In fairness, the season 1 cards did keep a little bit of their value for a bit longer. But still, it is just kind of crazy. Then there was this card right here. So in the last week of November is when J.R. Smith came out. The last week of November is when he came out. So, he came out the very end. There's no like dates added. So I'll get the dates added on 2KMT Central. We're going to check here. We'll check 2KMT Central, honestly, because you can see the date. So he was out the 21st of November. And yeah, he's a pretty good card. But on 7 weeks ago, so it was like early-ish January, we saw J.R. Smith Diamond be introduced. The same card. They are literally the same card. Like, there is no difference whatsoever. Like, you look at these guys right here, the same I've just compared the same cards to each other. Those two are literally the same card. And apologies for me using literally in the wrong way. 2 different than silver badges. Like, are you joking me? These are the same. Like, who in their right mind would say these are different cards? These are not. They're the same card. But at least there was like kind of the end of November to like the start to the middle of January. At least you could say there was like a 6-week period where this card was good. And then 2K, they're now just taking the piss. They are now just taking the piss. Like, Klay Thompson. if you guys don't know when Klay Thompson came out, it was not long ago at all. It was not long ago at all that this opal Klay Thompson came out. It was not long ago at all. Like, he came out less than 4 weeks ago. So, let's have a look at the DBG video. 15th of February. 15th of February. And on the 12th, this card cost 1.5 million MT, just a heads up to lock in. 1.5 million MT, and at the time, he was the best wing in the game. The guy had range extender, he had clamps, he had the Curry slide, he had shifty dribble style, he had Klay's release, he had Showtime dunks, he had everything. He was the best wing in the game, so a lot of people locked in 1.5 million. On the 15th of February, and on the 12th of March, the same card comes out again. At least this one's at least with the J.R. Smith situation, it's not a copy and paste badges wise. But like, if you're looking at these two cards, +4 mid-range, irrelevant. Speed, you know what? A little bit better in speed. I will give it that. He's like us putting a speed shoe on Diamond Klay. But like, perimeter defense -3, +3, does nothing. Lateral quickness, 1 difference, you're not going to notice it. Block 5, you're not going to notice it. Steal 3, you're not going to notice it. Passing IQ, irrelevant. Post fade, you're not going to notice it on Klay. Draw foul, irrelevant. Driving left +1, irrelevant. And in terms of the badges, yeah, clutch shooter is a pretty good badge. Difficult shots on Klay doesn't matter. Green machine, you know what? He's going to green anyway. He's Klay Thompson. You got Klay release, green machine, doesn't really matter too much. I will admit, hot zone hunter and difficult shot and difficult shots clutch shooter are okay badges, but like, who cares what flashy passer, lob city passer? Post move lock and chase and artist pogo don't matter. Like them on gold. Fancy footwork, this isn't 2K20, it doesn't matter. Contact finisher, you know what's kind of big badge. But still, who's doing anything but catching and shooting with Klay? It makes no odds. And people are complaining about a cold zone. From a spot Klay Thompson has never shot in history. Like, if you went out with these two cards and you had the like gems of players blocked out, I can guarantee you nobody in the world would find a difference between the Klay Thompson, these two Klays. I can guarantee you. And I know someone in the comment section is going to be like, but Relentless Finisher is such a big badge. I mean, maybe it is, but not on Klay Thompson. Like, let's see who we're talking about. Like, Hot Zone Hunter, Green Machine, those are quite big badges, but not really that relevant when you've got a 98 or a 97 three-pointer, an unbelievable release, and a game, 2 games where, well, Green Machine doesn't matter on current gen because on online versus you're hitting every open white with this guy, and then on next gen you're greening every shot anyway. Green Machine doesn't matter that much. So like, it's just such a mad thing that we didn't even get 4 weeks. We didn't even get 4 weeks with this Klay Thompson. And then the Wilt Chamberlain reward as well. The Wilt Chamberlain. Where is Wilt Chamberlain? Oh, I know where Wilt Chamberlain is. Then the Wilt Chamberlain award. Like, people locked in 1.5 million MT for this Wilt Chamberlain as well. And then if you guys don't remember, if you guys do not remember, so Wilt comes out on like the Monday of that week. Then on the Friday, we go and get Chris Webber. And then a week later, we get Bill Russell, who's just better, and DeMarcus Cousins. Plus 65 total stats, and he can shoot, and he's got clamps, and he can handle the ball way better than Wilt. Like a plus 14 ball handle. Like, we just got a significantly better card than DeMarcus Cousins. A week later. Like, all these lock-in cards, with the exception of John Havlicek, have been either outclassed within a week, or have had literally a carbon copy of the card put into the game for nothing. And you guys might be arguing about the Steph Curry situation. The level 40 cards, you know what? They've all had good. Like, they've had good staying power. Like, we got Steph Curry in September. And there wasn't another good Steph Curry until January. Yes, the other Steph Curry was the same, but it was September to January. And we can't really complain about that. It's when a card gets outclassed or a copy gets put in within like a month That's kind of where there's a bit of a problem. Not even if card get out, like the cards get outclassed in a week, and then there's a copy put in after a month, which is what the trend is right now. Like Klay obviously wasn't the greatest card in the world, like we all know that. Cards are gonna get outclassed straight away, but like they're literally you're locking in for cards and they're getting outclassed a week later. Heck, even Gervin, I get it's been 2 months. Even George Gervin, for the people, a lot of people locked in George Gervin. I mean, his double take packs got really cheap after everyone's gotten TT offline. And if you guys don't know, there's like no difference. Like I get it, he has 12 extra half badges, but I've used both of them in game. They're the exact same card. Like you would not notice a difference between the two George Gervin cards. 2908. Like even though the stats seem different, like the way their badges are set out, they feel the exact same. And like, yeah, you can say this one is Hall of Fame Showtime, but he doesn't have any Showtime docs. So like, those two Gervins feel the exact same. So yeah, that's basically just a little bit of a PSA. Do not lock in for any cards. Like the Klay Thompson card yesterday proved it. Like you used to be able to justify things saying, you know what, 2K normally give you like 6 weeks before they release a better version of that card. And that's like, normally I believe 6 weeks is fine. Like if 2K wanted to release this Klay Thompson in 3 weeks from now, I'd be like, okay. That kind of makes sense. It's still a little bit bad for people locked in, but like 6 to 8 weeks, the way the game is right now, like that's more than a season. Like seasons are literally, well, seasons are 5 weeks right now. So like, I think there should be a season gap. Like if you release a lock-in card for a player, they should take a gap for a season and then they should be released the following season. Like I've got no problem with them doing that. Just like I have no problem with them releasing, say, because they had the Kyrie that was nowhere near as good in Spotlight Sims. The buggy was a little bit of a downgrade. I have no problem with that. You can always sell your buggy. But when you're locking in for a card just for a copy to be brought out for 15,000 MT, maybe even less for Klay, within 4 weeks, yeah, it's just bad. It's just a bad look. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't lock in your sets, lads. Do not. No matter how tempted you are, unless we see Go Kareem, or there's like a Hondo type card and he's affordable. Hondo level card is in, not even Hondo himself. His Hondo's not worth it right now because one Carlos Navarro exists. A Hondo level card for somewhat reasonable price, then don't do it, lads. Don't do it. They're just gonna not even be outclassed. They're just literally is gonna be another version of that same player that's one tier lower but the exact same. It's an Opal LaMelo versus Pink Diamond LaMelo from 2K20 all over again. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.